Hi, it's the 30th of November. I feel like I don't look like myself. I've just done coaching with Kit, but right before my coaching session, I went to the gym and spent 30 minutes on the Stairmaster. And then when I was trying to get ready, I was just so bright red and hot that I couldn't do my makeup properly. I just feel like I look really different. But anyway, today's been really good. I was saying in yesterday's vlog that I really wanted to get back into my normal routine today, and I haven't because I snoozed my alarm. I'm human. I did what I always say not to do, which is set your alarm for a certain time and then back out in the morning. I often talk about with waking up early, and this is what I really need to focus on. Like, discipline really is like a muscle, and if you haven't been using it, I find that it's always more challenging to get into it. But then once I'm into it and into the making strong decisions and sticking to them, it's so much easier. So I'm just developing that back up, which means I need to actually do it. But I set my alarm for 6 to go to the gym, and then my alarm went off, and I feel like the mistake wasn't me snoozing my alarm. It was me setting my alarm knowing that I probably wasn't going to wake up at 6. Like, I didn't feel committed when I set the alarm. And so I think it's just so important before you go to sleep to really be committed to a certain time, and not to set an alarm knowing that it's probably not going to happen. So that's what I did last night. I'm human. I make mistakes. Not that I feel like that's a mistake, but so I slept in. Then it was 7:30 and I was like, I don't want to go to the gym yet because I just want to get started on the work I want to do before doing coaching with Kit. So I did that until midday, and then I went to the gym at midday and jumped on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes, which is so challenging. It's just like such a good slow burn, really mentally challenging, and also doesn't feel like you're doing as much because you're walking very slowly. I really, really like it. So just drove to the gym, did that for 30 minutes and went home. I didn't do anything else. I just went in, went out, and then haven't done any handstands for about a week either. So I really want to get back into doing that. So that's what I did. And then coaching with Kit. So I was talking to Kit about working together going forward. So I haven't had coaching for 3 weeks. We decided to have a break, or I decided to have a break for 3 weeks because one of those weeks I'd be moving house and I really wanted to enjoy moving, and so I wouldn't really have much to report to Kit about business stuff after that week because I was purposely having a break from everything except from my daily videos. The second week was going to be working on blogging stuff, but then the third week, which is the last week essentially, I have, what have I been doing? I went to the Landmark Forum, so I wouldn't really be working on much either, and I didn't feel like I'd need a session right before Landmark. So we had 3 weeks off, and it was good to have that as well, to see that I am now pretty good at keeping myself accountable and not procrastinating, and it's just such a nice point to be, feeling that I can keep myself accountable, because when I started coaching with Kit in June, I definitely wasn't able to do that. I really struggled to actually follow through with my plans, and I really struggled to be focused when I was working. And so through the combination of Kit and also what I've learned through Brooke Castillo's Self-Coaching Scholars course, I feel like now when I work, I'm really focused and intentional and really productive. I produce a lot more now than I used to. So I'm kind of at the point where, as well, I was saying this to Kit, that because he is really there to teach me accountability integrity and to really just help me put my own plans into action. I feel like I'm at the point where potentially I need someone to help me with a direction for my business, because Kit he's a coach, but he isn't like doesn't have his own like online business that's similar or anything like that. So when it comes to me saying, oh, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I'm learning, I know more than him about a lot of the online stuff that I do. So he kind of just helps me put my own plans into action is really what he's been doing. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, well, do I need someone to help me guide me through the actual steps I should follow, and just sort of thinking about that kind of thing as well. So what we're going to do is have a monthly coaching session. If that's too long between sessions, then we're going to make it fortnightly or just see whatever works. But we're going to have it every month. And then having that, we are going to just chat about like the month, obviously. So yeah, I just think that that'll be really good to just still have that accountability, but to not really like, I feel like I have less to talk about each week, like the last few weeks that we did do coaching, because I am really in action and getting shit done. That before, when I first started coaching with Kit, there was a lot that he helped me with around like helping me get to that point, but now I'm doing a lot. I just feel like I need someone to definitely make sure that now I'm productive at the right thing. So I'm gonna just have a think about what I want to do with that and make a decision in the coming month about if I want to work with someone else as a coach, or like get an online course, or just find someone online, not even buy anything from them, but just like whose direction am I going to follow. And also I'm super excited because in Self-Coaching Scholars, Brooke has December as the planning month. I don't know if I was talking about this in yesterday's episode, but I'll just chat about it now as well in more detail. So for 2018, Brooke is having us set an impossible goal, and she said, and this is something you might like to do, she was saying that the reason, so this goal needs to feel really impossible, like who you are right now couldn't achieve that goal. Like you're going to need to grow to become the person that could achieve that kind of goal. So for her, it's doubling her business. She wants to make her business a $100 million life coaching business in the next 3 years. And so her goal for the coming year is to double her business. And she said for now, that for her, because she's just like had all these years of like tripled her business and doubled her business and doubled her business, and it's just really uncommon for businesses to keep growing at that really exponential rate. So she was saying for her that that's her impossible goal, but the reason you set an impossible goal is because if you set a goal and think it's possible, like if you set any kind of goal where you're going to need to grow, your brain will literally just be like, that's impossible. Like it's natural for your brain to have all of these doubts and like just like, that's not going to work, there's no point trying, you shouldn't try, you should just stay safe in your cave, like just, you know. And she said for her, so she did this last year, when she set an impossible goal, because she set it thinking this is going to be impossible, every time she had those doubts in her mind, she could just say to her brain like, yeah, I know it's an impossible goal, like, yeah, I already know it's impossible, like we don't need to keep doubting this, I know it's impossible. And then part of that, so you have this impossible goal, and then she said to come up with 25 failures that you're going to have in the first quarter. So it's 25 every quarter for the whole year. And it's really important that the failures that you plan to have, I feel like I always struggle so hard to say the word failure. The failures you have to be really active failures. So it's more like 25 big things that you're going to try, but when you're aiming for failure, it's a lot easier to go after them than when you're really like trying to make sure they're successful. So an example would be like my failure would be to ask, I guess it would be like, it's when you don't get the result you expect from having taken a certain action. So it's not like my goal is to call 100 different companies about whatever, and then you fail because you didn't call anyone. That's not the kind of fail she's talking about. That is not it. The kind of fail is you called the 100 companies and they all said no. That's the kind of fail you're shooting for, not the inaction. It has to be action related. So I am going to be starting that tomorrow. I really want to sit down for, maybe I'll do it on Saturday morning. Tomorrow I've told Kit, and I'm going to do my plan for the month and really have a look at when I'm going to, like, setting up my routine, scheduling it into reality. So having like, what time am I going to the gym, and everything like that. When are my working hours? And then every week I'm going to, I think on I don't know what day. I also need to decide this tomorrow. But I'm going to have a day where I plan for the coming week and sort of break down. So Kit and I have set an action list for the month. So break that down into week by week and then put each of those into my work. I hope this is making sense. I'm going to have like periods of time where I'm working on my blogging stuff and then schedule the specific tasks week by week. So, and I really want to have a sit down, like at the moment, previously I've been having a sit down with Kit every week where it's sort of that high level look at how's everything going, how am I tracking, have I been in integrity, like have I followed through with my plans, and making sure that's all right. So I really want to keep having that weekly check-in because I find that check-in's been so good, and especially in the first few months because I had a deadline. Like, it's really just having a deadline. If you don't have a deadline, so if I have a month's worth of work and a month to do it, then I feel like I would tend to do all of the work in the last week if I just sort of didn't plan it better. But I really want to break it down and then hopefully overachieve, rather than leaving, like cruising for 3 weeks and then rushing at the end. So I really want to have that weekly check-in with myself every week and just really start to run shit like this is an actual business. It's no longer my hobby, and to take it more seriously. Not like that it has to be super serious and not fun, but just I feel like I've been scared to take it seriously in the past. Oh my god, my phone's getting so hot. I've been scared to take it seriously in the past because of this whole like, and if you have had a fixed mindset, perfectionism stuff mindset, then effort feels like failure because people who are naturally talented don't need to put effort, which is so not true anyway. But besides that, there's definitely this perception that things should be effortless. And I felt like if I don't take it seriously, then if it doesn't succeed, I have an excuse. This is all happening subconsciously, obviously, but then I have an excuse, which is, well, I wasn't taking it seriously anyway, so that it's not as painful if I fail. But by doing that, I'm also seriously limiting the success that I can have, and I'm just so ready to not be in this self-sabotaging mode. So I really want to be like, yeah, I'm really trying so hard. And to not be scared of trying so hard. Actually, the podcast episode that went out yesterday was about the fear of wasting effort. If you are scared of wasting effort on things that might not work, definitely have a listen. But I'm going to leave it here because I've been chatting for 15 minutes. I need to get to work. And my battery was already quite low. So I hope this update has been interesting. And yeah, I feel like I'm more back into my normal vlogging mood having a chat like this. So I really want to get for my car again another dashy thing. But anyway, I'll leave it here for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.